Do you remember having sleepovers with your Huckleberry homies, when out of the blue your best friend starts massaging your bosoms with his meat claws, but you physically can't bring him to stop because it low-key feels like he's a 5-star rated master war? So the sleepover gradually evolves into all 5 of you taking turns rubbing each other up and down, becoming more familiar with the other's bodies. But as the session nears the 5-hour mark, you begin to notice that one homie in particular is making some questionable motions that start to make you question their notions. So after a quick interrogation, you make an accusation to your homie, who then accuses you of defamation. But after some harsh persuasion, you let them know that being zesty is amazing, and they shouldn't feel like they're an amalgamation. So they finally admit to being a femboy all along. Speaking of femboys, what will they look like after reaching fossil status? Like, I've always wondered, will femboys continue to dress all Gaelic upon reaching boomer status? Or will they just cut the act and look like every other dried up raisin old fart? I mean, from the very limited amount of research I put into this subject, I sincerely hope they ditch the femboy status. Cause take a gander at this. Not a single soul will be grabbing the lotion after seeing that. I mean, at least I hope so. Speaking of old people, what if as you were to get older, you just repeatedly swapped out your aging body parts and internal organs, and that way you never die of natural causes? Cause hypothetically, if you were to always have fresh components, then there'd be no reason for your body to fail as you age. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to stay on this planet any longer than you have to, but hey, at least you get to watch Noxylicious videos for eternity. Speaking of Noxylicious videos, as I was doom scrolling some PornTube the other day, I noticed that whenever somebody mentions the like button in a video, a little border forms around the like button. I know this sounds like some fucking dog shit brain rot Facebook engagement post, but I promise it actually happened and I was fucking stun locked. If it doesn't work when I say it, I give you permission to dislike the video. How about that? Make sure to smash that like button, guys. Speaking of smashing, there's almost an undeniable chance that at least one person who has seen a video of mine has violently smashed their vehicle and passed away. So make sure y'all subscribe in case that happens to you. Speaking of passing away, I have the urge to just start saying only the most memorable, life-changing quotes to my friends and family members. That way when I die, they remember me as this mysterious, whimsical being who was otherworldly intelligent. Cause everyone has a quote they remember from like their dad or some shit when they were a kid that stuck with them throughout their life. Anyway, speaking of family, I'm starting to genuinely believe that I'll have a full fucking family of 5 before I ever max out my walls in Clash of Clans. Like, I've been Town Hall 13 for 3 years. Why does it genuinely take decades to upgrade a few hundred walls? My village must be located in a third world country or some shit, because I have $0 fucking to my name at all times, dude. Why is it 2 million for a wall? That shit makes me want to personally recreate the Lebanon bridge jumping accident. Look that up if you dare. That thought was a bit random, I apologize. But speaking of random, why is my shitting schedule so randomized? Like, one day I'll drop a nice afternoon 5 p.m. deuce, with a ghost wipe mind you, and then the next day I won't drop a Nagasaki at all, but then randomly at like 3 a.m. my asshole will scream at me to open the porcelain gates. And then for some unholy reason, it is the most diabolical shit that I will take that entire year. Like, I'm talking 3-liter size bottles that are dropping out of my bungus. Anyways, speaking of shitting, why is it that whenever I'm on the toilet, my left leg starts to go numb and I get a severe case of pins and needles? It's never my right one though. Like, I know my legs are built like Jake Cutler's, but I should be able to doom scroll for 3 hours on the shitter without feeling like my leg is actively being cut off by a Taiwanese cannibal. Speaking of cut off, you know that cut broken heart emoji that's so popular right now with all the fucking nerd ass memes? Well, I hate it. I would rather see the basic ass crying laughing emoji for the rest of my life than see that stupid ass broken heart emoji ever again. It makes it worse when they use these 3 emojis in unison. That shit makes me want to use a newborn baby as a pickleball. Speaking of pickle, you know what rhymes with pickle? Nickel. And with that, I ask a very serious question. If the lead singer of Nickelback is hitting someone doggy, would that be called Nickelback shots? Now, I never said I was a wise man, but why the fuck is the word supernatural called supernatural when the word describes anything but supernatural? Speaking of natural, it's natural for your socks to get stinky after wearing them throughout the day, right? Well, I've never understood why it's so shunned upon to take your socks off inside out and throw them in the washing machine. Because if you think about it, the inside of your sock is usually the dirtiest part, since that's where your sweaty, sexy feet have been marinating. So taking your socks off inside out would actually clean them better. And the only exception to this would be the sock that's been sitting under my bed for years that I use for different purposes on a nightly basis. Speaking of different purposes. Typically, you'd have a boner in these instances, right? Well, riddle me this. If your boner was big enough, could you use it to launch Reese's Pieces into your mouth, kind of like a catapult? I mean, this is obviously hypothetical because nobody watching this video is packing over an inch and a half, but if I ever see Drake, I'll show him a picture of a kid to get him excited and ask him to demonstrate. But now that we're on the topic of meat sticks, do they call white people Caucasians because they're like Asian people, only they have actual cocks? Because, you know, like Asian people have small penises and shit. Well, speaking of cocks, if you've ever seen an Indian Army medical exam, then you'd know that the drill sergeant is quite comfortable with examining his soldiers' cocks. So my only question is, do you have to be Indian to take an Indian Army medical test? Why can't American medical tests be like this? I'd rather get my weenie and balls fondled sensually than have a doctor aggressively shove his finger into my ass any day of the week. But that's just me. Speaking of just me, so far I've only shown you beautiful bussy lickers thoughts of my own, but now it's time to get dubious. Cause I asked my Discord to deliver the most dung-dribbling, dongle-fondling, douche-kadooshing thoughts that they could think of. If you were pregnant with quadruplets and you got an abortion, wouldn't it be a squad wipe? Yes, and that would be one hell of a quad feed as well. You know how the rules of kosher forbid mixing milk and meat? If a Jewish girl, or guy equally, is giving you head and you release, is it not kosher due to your milk and meat mixing in her mouth? No. Because when you get head from a Jewish person, it is no longer milk that comes out, it's juice. I get it, because Jew and then Jew, whatever. If you were to have Shreks with Widow, would that count as necrophilia, seeing how she is a walking corpse? Yes, but this is the only instance of necrophilia that could be widely accepted, because very few people are going to pass up the opportunity to beat down them French purple doonies. Starman says, if you beat your meat constantly and start putting strain on your balls, could that be considered child abuse? I realize this is going to sound autistic, but sometimes when I'm throwing away my tissues after blowing my lower nose, I feel bad for those little buggers in the Kleenex. Like they could have been in that MILF's mouth that the hub tells me is only 3 miles away from my house. But on a more wholesome note, who is Jesus' Overwatch main? Alright guys, say it with me. Bubba. Who is Satan's Overwatch main? Probably Junkrat. Well, there you go, Bubba. You answered your own question. I guess if Junkrat gets banned, Satan would probably run like Widow or something, because he wants to cause as much suffering as possible. Your stomach probably thinks all potatoes are mashed. I mean, maybe for you normies who chew your potatoes. Alpha males like me just swallow those bastards whole to assert dominance among a dinner table. And it also feels good sliding down your throat. Why didn't AI take the world already? If you really want a serious answer to this question, it's because they fear me. I've been asked multiple times by billionaire tech companies if it would be alright to unleash world-ending artificial intelligence, and I've declined every time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the damnedest clue of what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Just ask Grok or some shit. If a woman is having a heart attack, how do you do CPR? Cause like, their boobs are in the way. And Cowboy says, ask politely if you can do CPR. I mean, pretty much what Cowboy said. The most important thing to do when physically touching a woman is asking for consent. So if she's not answering me when she's having a terrible heart attack, then I'm not gonna risk touching her performing life-saving chest compressions. I just want to make sure that they're as comfortable as possible, because I'm a good man like that. If a busted bungus could bust a banger, would the busted bungus blow like a bugle, or bumble by, baffling both big and bouncy bystanders, before bursting into a blaring burst of bizarre booms? This thought gets a solid 10 big booms from me. Because there is iron in a person's blood, does that mean I can hold a comically large magnet up to a person and kidnap them with it? Yes, just don't hold the magnet too close to their head, or their brain will rip out of their cranium on some final destination shit. Why is it that we park in the driveway, but drive in the parkway? The only time I've ever actually seen the word parkway in use was on the Monopoly board, but probably because whoever made the English language has proven time and time again that they're autistic as shit. If you have diarrhea, can't you just go in a freezer so that it solidifies and comes out as a solid instead of a liquid? See, I tried to do this to my constipated, inebriated friend once in public by locking them in the Walmart freezer, but then someone called the fucking police on me for some reason. Would it be worse to get stung by a bee in your bumhole or on your peener? It depends where specifically on your pin 15. Although I would much rather get stung in the chocolate starfish, because that'd basically just be a free hemorrhoid. What if instead of using flour I use cocaine to make pasta, and instead of herbs I just use fentanyl? Then you'd probably fucking die. Claus. Genuinely, what would you do if your girl pulled out a bigger dick? Well, I would answer this, but it looks like my good friend Iron already answered this perfectly. Well guys, I guess that's it. Me when she make nuts on my Ronnie. Is it wrong to date someone who looks exactly like your sister, but they have the opposite personality? Okay, generally, yes. But I guess the answer can really be narrowed down to one question. Is your sister hot? And that marks the end of the Thots theories thus far. But before I give you the option to click another one of my videos further developing your cancer, I have one final thought for you to enjoy. I'm at work, but I don't care. These patients gonna have to wait. I'm having a Nox tier list marathon. So why don't you be more like Platinum here and go on a little Thots marathon? So yeah, I love you Schnookies, and I'll see y'all later.